Hi, here's the deal. 89 countries' residents are heavily investing in real estate in Dubai. Tens of thousands of units are under construction. A lot of developers, and I'm meaning 2-3 new developers per week entering this market and offering something for sale. How on this market you spot the true investment opportunity and you separate it from just another residential building? Because there are two different processes in Dubai. You can buy a home or you can invest in real estate. And the frames how to approach these two processes are completely different. For those who don't know me, I am handling only the real estate investment part because of my relevant background. For 12 years, I've been CEO of investment group. I've been Minister of Investment in one of Russia's regions, and I've been in charge of building new cities from scratch twice, involved in creating master plans, the economic, cultural, social-cultural, healthcare, etc. layers of master plan for a new area. So that's why when I look at master plans in other places and other cities, I can spot the areas where you have the opportunities where you want to invest. With this lens, of course, my approach is very different from real estate agents' approach because their set of skills allows them to find a home for you. And I consider myself more broker or advisor on real estate investment. When you make money in the class of assets called real estate, but you approach that with a very different frame from just buying home. And to prove that this frame works, I want to give you an example. I was one of the first to identify that Expo City in Dubai, one of the areas, is a great place where you will see returns not comparable to anything else in Dubai. And we closed some pretty big amount of deals over there. For example, 3 full buildings sold in one day on the day of launch, right next day after the launch of the project. And it's not because I'm a great salesperson. It's because the opportunity was there. You need to analyze things, find that opportunity, properly word it, put it in numbers, and give it to your clients so that it's easy for them to make a decision. They can verify all numbers, they see the great opportunity, they jump on it. So I'm good at doing that. I'm making things simple for clients, identifying the true opportunities, not just brochures and sales pitches, etc. And today, first time, I'm sharing what's the frame, how I look at things, how I spot the opportunities. As I said, with the Expo case, it was very simple. In a small spot, you will have 2.5 million visitors starting from next year that are coming to visit 300 events. And currently, I'm taking this data from a current location where they're coming. It's called World Trade Center in Dubai that hosts the majority of big events and small events in Dubai. And that will be shifted to Expo City starting from 2026, which means the same numbers we can extrapolate to that area. And then we look into how these people attending events, how they behave today at the existing point, what properties they rent, where they stay, how much they pay per night, what is the occupancy rate, how much money you make during big events, what are the spikes, what is the average performance. With these all numbers, you can check what is the current status of development in Expo, understand where are that properties that currently are performing the best near existing World Trade Center. And when you do the numbers, you will see that the properties that we bought in Expo are set to be expecting 15 to 18% rental yields from the property cost per year. This is not unique only for Dubai, but I think for any global market to get rental yields at this high level from the short-term rentals. That is only possible in that tiny spot where you have walking distance to the venue, where you will have 50,000 people daily attending events. For them, there will be less than 2,000 units. It's the total supply of properties coming to the area from 26 until 2030. So on that big disproportion in demand and supply, you make premiums, you make extra rents, extra fees for renting out your properties. Now, if you ask me, are there still some opportunities in Expo? Definitely there are, but the most tasty spots of real estate development are already sold out. And I can give you a hint, where's the next spot, where's the next master plan or community where you can do some decent returns on your real estate investments and I will explain why and how you evaluate that opportunity. So this is the next area where we are heavily investing right now with my clients. It's called Dubai Islands. It's the main bet of Dubai on tourism development. And as you see from this master plan, it's pretty massive and it's well connected. Actually, if you know Dubai, you know that majority of tourists are coming to reside in areas like Marina, JBR, Palm Jumeirah, which are around 40 minutes away from downtown and 1 hour away from the airport, existing one. So this area, with the new connections that are being built now, will have 3 entrances and exits that will lead into 15 minutes travel time from the beach side to downtown and from the beach side to the airport. 86 hotels coming here, school, clinic, parks, mix of hotels, serviced apartments, and purely residential areas make it pretty unique. On the map, you will see that Dubai Islands consist of 5 separate islands, and each of them caters to different audience. For example, now the most developed one is called Island A, and that's where I see a lot of opportunities. If we're talking about rental yields in Dubai, short-term rentals perform the best. I mean, we're talking about 6 to 8% rental yields for purely residential properties in Dubai, but in touristic areas, you're talking about 10 to 12% rental yields on short-term rentals. So on the seaside, these are the best properties that you can put an Airbnb for tourists. If in Expo City we are catering to business tourists who are coming here, need short-term stay because they're participating in events, here we're talking about families coming from cold countries, wintertime, to have 1 or 2 weeks on a beachside. And if you have a family of at least 4 or 5, it's not convenient for you to take separate hotel rooms. That's why you will be taking Airbnb apartments. And that audience that we are catering to with this project is approximately 60% of 17 million tourists coming yearly to Dubai. Now, when we look at the plan itself, it is separated in 2 big parts in Dubai Islands. There is a big mall in the middle, the size of Dubai Mall actually, and behind it, it's unofficially, it's what I call is a residential block where you will see properties catering to residents of Dubai who want to be having island kind of living experience. And in front of a mall, you will have a strip of land that I consider the most valuable strip of land in Island A. And that's the frame I follow when we are spotting the investment opportunity. Out of all this island, you cannot invest into everything. It's massive. So first, you need to understand why area will be catering not to residents of Dubai, but to global audience. That's what makes area attractive and you can make returns. Second, you need to spot where is the most valuable strips of land or one piece of land. And only then you go into the level of developers and projects. So the frame is not to identify best developer and best property over there, etc. You start with third question in this case. So proper way, in my opinion, is to start with the area that has a massive potential for growth and exact answers. Who is the target audience? Why they will be paying more? Why will be they paying premiums to get properties from you when they are ready? Or why they will be paying extra rents when these properties are ready, okay? We have clear answers here. And where they will be paying premiums or where is the most valuable strip of land to catering to tourists, it's this piece of land because it's a unique location. If you look at enlarged mock-ups of these 3 buildings, they are exactly in 200 meters from the entrance to the mall and exactly 200 meters to the entrance to the beach. You will have beach clubs over here. So it's the only strip of land for all Dubai where 60% of 17 million people coming for shopping and seaside vacation, where they have 2 of these attractions in walking distance, so they don't need taxi. So when you are putting these properties on Airbnb, on short-term rentals, they will be outperforming anything else compared to other seaside properties. So you don't go for just waterfront properties. You don't go for properties in all the areas. If you want to make money, you go for these properties in this strip of land, and you can't get wrong. Now, if you talk about developers, you go on the second layer. Okay, if we understand that this is the place where you want to invest, who are the developers present in this strip of land? There are a couple of them. Today we're in the office of a developer called Mr. 8. And for the last 2 years, I made majority of my deals with the boutique developers because they provide way more value for the bucks you are spending. Because it's the only way today in this competitive market for the new developers to survive and to get the market share. They need to give you more value and to impress you to get market share. That's why you get premium quality, you get a premium product for the mid-range price. We can go into details of each project in separate video, but for today's video, today's topic, we identify these properties not because they are cheapest in the strip. That's a mistake investors do. You go for properties not based on the price per square foot, even in this strip, even if they're one next to each other. You go for the ratio. Ratio is value for money. If you buy a property that costs 2,000 dirhams today per square foot, and its fair market price is, let's say, 2,300. So that's the room where appreciation can go. But if you buy something that costs 4,000 per square foot, and its fair market price is 7,000, that's where you will make growth. So you should understand that value for money ratio for the projects you are evaluating and invest into a gap of value for money, not into the cheapest price per square foot. I've done this exercise. I identified 2 developers in this strip and we bought a lot of properties with them. And we'll be adding more. So for the Dubai Islands, it's pretty unique. For example, this project will have direct views over water. Here we will have Island D, where we'll have golf course and villas, so pretty nice view. And then you will have, by the way, the only case in the world when on a man-made island in the sea, you will have golf course. And then after the golf course, again, you have open water views. So sunset, golf course view, and sea view, you get all in one from these apartments. And it's a corner plot, so nothing will be blocking your views. This kind of small details, together with materials and quality they provide, gives you a lot of value for the asking price currently. When villas will be developed on this island, when other premium developers will be coming on Island B and on Island A, launching at 6,500 or 7,000 dirhams per square foot their products, these properties will jump in price. So returning to the topic of the video, when you are evaluating where to invest, first, you identify the areas that have potential. Second, the most valuable strip of land over there. Third, who are the developers providing more value for asking price? Fourth is the small details like the best layouts, the best views, the best location of the property, etc. So that, in my opinion, allows you to have it as a systematic approach, not just random buying different units across the city and hoping that they will appreciate. They will not. Out of all areas in Dubai, I work only with 4, or majorly we do transactions in 2 of them. So I gave you examples of Expo City and Dubai Islands. And if you want to learn more how it works in Dubai, why 89 nationalities are investing here, etc., there's always link in description where you can book a call with me and we go through options, pricing, details, brochures of the project, etc. So let me know if you want to learn more or if you want me to guide you into the world of real estate investing in Dubai.